Reefing fam, what's up? March here, Fragbox TV. I'm gonna walk through one of the coral beds and just show you all the different coral frags we have in stock right now, because I'm just looking at it and it's pretty much packed. There's a lot going on in here. Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please feel free to go ahead and do that if you like the content. But let's start over here with the, I don't know, maybe $10 section. I don't know where you're watching this video from, comment below. But the way our store works, I'm not sure how it works at your store. Maybe you're not even in the hobby yet, but we price out everything sort of by rack. So when the customers come in the store, they don't have to ask us usually how much a coral is. So like everything on this rack here is 10 bucks. That's $10 Canadian, which means it's like $7 US, something like that. I know a lot of our viewers are in the United States. Everything on this rack is 20 bucks, and then 30 bucks, 40, 60, 60, 50, 80, and then up until this section you kind of get into the more expensive, rare, and colorful sort of frags. Why are they more expensive? Everything in this hobby is generally based on color. So something can be really small, like this right here. This is a Aquaman Monty, or even this Montipora here. They're not very large frags, but they still run 100 bucks. And that's because of the color. When you get into 3, 4 colors, corals can get quite expensive. You could have a large colony of, you know, leather that's just huge, but if it's brown, it's not really worth that much in terms of a monetary value to people in the hobby. People are paying for color, and color is a rarity, so I guess you're paying sort of for rare corals. But anyways, that's my sidetrack of the day. We'll start over here. What does $10 get you right now at Fragbox at our store in Canada? It'll get you this little frag of eagle eyes. So I see a lot of zoas, some magicians, pinwheels, and those look like maybe mohawks, lots of different zoas. That's generally what you're gonna get. Oh, there's a nice favia. So that's a Christmas favia. Sometimes, if you're local and you shop, you'll see that March, that's me, the owner of the store, I'll kind of take something that doesn't belong in the $10 section, like a 20 or 30. I like these Easter eggs, and I'll kind of plant them throughout here. And you know that sometimes going through here, you'll find treasure. You'll find stuff that's, you know, shouldn't be 10 bucks, but it is. Some red Monty cap, which is quite easy to grow and keep. A lot of these we're actually growing in-house, in the basement, in our store. Some hair algae over there, which I'm not proud of, but this is some Hollywood Stunner Chalice, and some GSP, some Sunset Montipora, and some Starburst frags. This is crazy, because when I first bought this piece for the first time, I want to say 5-6 years ago, I paid $150 for a frag about the same size. But it's grown out and the market's sort of saturated. So that kind of happens with corals over time. When corals are first, I guess, released, found, or whatever the word you choose, whenever they first come out, I guess, they're quite expensive, and then they proliferate and they grow and they kind of trickle down the hobby, and the price sort of comes down naturally over time as the demand for that coral kind of drops. I don't know if that makes sense. I think if you've been in the hobby for a while, you understand what I'm saying. If you're a newer hobbyist, you'll come to understand that over time. But let's see, we'll move on sort of to the $20 section. So some more nice zoas, some pinwheels, Pineapple Express over here. These are a classic Blastomussa Welsey. So these are quite easy to keep, nice LPS corals that sort of resemble acans, or for 20 bucks you could get a favia. Keep in mind this is $20 Canadian, so that's about $14-15 US. GSP frags and mushrooms. These are pretty cool. I think they're a little bit underpriced for what they are, but they're really nice. Rhodactis mushrooms, sometimes they're called Superman. We just call them like Ultra Rhodactis here in the store, and price varies, I guess, from store to store and country to country, but these run 20 bucks here. They're really nice in my opinion. Sometimes we get a deal on something we buy from a wholesaler, or something we've grown out, there's overstock, or someone trades it in and it's just doesn't cost us a lot. A lot of times we'll pass on those savings to the customer. Like these chalices here, really nice orangey gold, almost hard to explain the color of them. Or the Duncans actually are on sale right now. They're $15 a frag for maybe 1 to 2 heads. Another easy to keep LPS coral. There's some pulsing xenia. Oh, this favia, how come no one's bought this yet? That is a really sweet looking blue mouth favia. Some mushrooms and some Cyphastria. For, again, you know what, sometimes I'll look at the tanks and I'll be like, how has nobody bought that? I think sometimes there's so much going on in here, like there's a couple thousand different corals to look at anytime you walk in the store, and maybe it's a little overwhelming. I know at least for me it is. And so your eyes kind of gloss over stuff and you don't really see sometimes what's right in front of you. So let's go over here to the $30 section, and if you guys are enjoying this video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, because that lets me know that the content is good and that you're still watching and engaged, and then I'll keep doing videos like this, or if not, I can change it up and you can give me video suggestions and ideas for other stuff. But here's some cool flower pot or Gonipora, and these are not okay, this is a weird one because in my experience they're easy to keep, but I get customer feedback that tell me, you know, either they do great or they don't. It's kind of one of those corals where it's going to take off, it's going to look awesome, or you add it to your tank. And if you have any further input on keeping these, I can do a video explaining my experience and what I do to keep them, because I consider them relatively easy coral. But comment below, you know, your comments, I know people go and read through them, so maybe by commenting you're helping out another reefer out there. Some nice Favia coral, some maize brain, maybe platygyra, and some xenia, pulsing xenia. Very fast growing coral here. Some more blastomusa of a different variety. These ones are red and green. Meteor shower cyphastria, really fast growing encrusting coral, and just an assortment of different zoas. I think this is lepastria, we call it honeycomb. If we move around to the $40 section, oh, some more Favia, some more zoas, but you're getting into why are these ones more expensive? They're larger for one, and then you get into different colors that are just more attractive, so they start to get a little bit more expensive. But yeah, color and size, I would say, are dictating the price why these ones are $40 and not $10. This is some cool new encrusting, no, what am I saying? Cyphastria. This is Cyphastria, which is almost always encrusting. There's one cool sort of branching variety. These are some Indonesian branching hammers. It looks like one large one, but these are sold usually individually per head, and then they branch out and grow in your aquarium. In the $50 section, we start to get into some really nice stuff, some reverse sunset Monty, some very unusual blue zoas that I don't have a name for. They're just cool blue with yellow eyes from the Caribbean, some flamethrower chalices, utter chaos, and bumblebee zoas, nicer varieties of zoas, Panape bird's nest, mushrooms, some larger hammers, some cool new pink ones. They're not actually $50. Sometimes we run out of space and we just need a place to park stuff before we are able to kind of price them out. So we've got lots of these ones, as you can see here. We just fragged up an entire colony of that, and a colony of the blue-eyed blondes, which happen to be on sale right now. I think they're like $15 a head on our site. Let me jump ahead to some of the more expensive pieces. So what does $100 Canadian, I guess 70 US up here, get you? Some very nice mushrooms like these ones here. We actually have a pretty cool variety and selection of mushrooms going on right now. Let me show you these. This one's just crazy. Superman mushroom. Some other really nice varieties in here. I'm a sucker for Discosoma, and this is a recent sort of addiction for me. I've been zoa all my life. That's all I cared about. And I would say within the last maybe 2 years, I really got into Discosoma mushrooms, collecting them, growing them, which is extremely easy. But I'm fanboying right now over this type of coral. Galaxia. This is not your everyday sort of Galaxia. These are really sweet. Some chalice corals. Okay, what else can $100 get you? Some other really nice mushrooms, some beautiful Montipora, some crazy acans, very nice acans, jack-o'-lantern lepto, some nice Gonipora. This is kind of cool. This is an encrusting Gonipora over here, some really cool Favia, and then plate corals, blue xenia. Now that's a weird one. This we don't see too often. It's like xenia, but it's blue, it doesn't pulse, and it's not invasive. It's not going to take over your tank. But just nicer color, a little bit larger pieces, some other cool flower pot over here. And some really nice branching, different varieties of branching hammer, the golds and the yellows. These are actually stunning, some of my favorite corals, the Euphilia. But I think that's about it for today's video. I could do this all day if you'd like me to, if you want longer videos. There's lots and lots of frags in here right now, lots of other colonies. We absolutely love talking about this stuff. If you like the content, and if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because we're doing a video every single day, or at least we try to if we find time throughout the day. Right now the store's closed, so it's really easy to shoot stuff like this. But thank you for watching this episode of Fragbox TV.